Recapping last night's U.S. presidential debate, this is CNN Student News. I'm Carl Azus. Suspense has been building for weeks. The size of the TV, online, and social media audience was expected to be historic. It was the first head-to-head matchup between Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and Republican nominee Donald Trump. There are other candidates. Why just those two on the debate stage? Because to take part in a U.S. presidential debate, the Commission on Presidential Debates requires candidates to have the support of at least 15% of voters in national polls. Only Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Trump had that. And in those polls, they are neck and neck. In CNN's average of 5 of the most recent national polls, Clinton had the support of 44% of likely voters. Trump had the support of 42%. But in a number of battleground states, states where either a Republican or a Democrat could win the electoral votes, the two main candidates were so close they were within the margin of error, meaning neither had a commanding lead. Now for the debate. It was scheduled to last 90 minutes with no breaks and no commercials. Donald Trump stood to the left of the moderator, Hillary Clinton to the right. That was decided by a coin toss. Hillary Clinton was to receive the first question of the debate, also decided by a coin toss. An NBC News anchor named Lester Holt moderated. His plan was to spend 30 minutes on each of 3 main general topics. The first was on achieving prosperity. It was a chance for the candidates to discuss the status of the U.S. economy and their plans for where to take it.
There are different views about what's good for our country, our economy, and our leadership in the world. And I think it's important to look at what we need to do to get the economy going again. That's why I said new jobs with rising incomes, investments, not in more tax cuts that would add $5 trillion to the debt.
But you have no plan.
Oh, I do.
Secretary,
in fact,
you have no plan.
A book about it. It's called Stronger Together. You can pick it up tomorrow.
That's about all you
folks.
At the bookstore or at an airport near you.
We're going to move to.
But it's because I see this. We need to have strong growth, fair growth, sustained growth. We also have to look at how we help families balance the responsibilities at home and the responsibilities at business. So we have a very robust set of plans, and people who have looked at both of our plans have concluded that mine would create 10 million jobs and yours would lose us 3.5 million jobs and explode
You are
the
going
debt,
to approve one of
which
the biggest
would
tax
have
cuts
a
in
recession.
history. You are going to approve one of the biggest tax increases in history. You are going to drive business out. Your regulations are a disaster, and you're going to increase regulations all over the place. And by the way, my tax cut is the biggest since Ronald Reagan. I'm very proud of it. It will create tremendous numbers of new jobs. But regulations, you are going to regulate these businesses out of existence. When I go around, Lester, I tell you this, I've been all over. And when I go around, despite the tax cut, the things that business and people like the most is the fact that I'm cutting regulation. You have regulations on top of regulations, and new companies cannot form, and old companies are going out of business, and you want to increase the regulations and make them even worse. I'm going to cut regulations, but I'm going to cut taxes big league, and you're going to raise taxes big league.